Hello there, everyone. You know who I am, ETTemplar, Supreme Misfit, Professional Dipshit. So here's the quick rundown on the recent young Clippa arrest. So if you're not autistic or you actually have a life, so here's the news story about this, and let me rewind to the beginning. Eric July is a independent indie comic book guy. There's Isom 1 and 2, Yaira, Bloodruth, and there's probably going to be more comic books to come. He's made millions of dollars off this. He provides a product that people are enjoying quite a bit. He has quite the cult of personality, fans following him because he's just a cool, laid back guy and professed Christian, born again. That's his own belief. So there's people with like-minded ideological and religious things, like just want to support someone who's of that brand. But on the flip side, we have Dax, we have Vito, we have Mint Salad, and we have Young Clippa, which is this guy on screen. So the other side will have you believe that Eric July, the bitch-made pussy that he is, called the police. He called up that chief. He called up that fraternal order police brother he had and was like, "Hey, this fucking weird cancerous faggot is causing some shit. Arrest him." That's not how any of this works. But if you look on screen, this guy right here has previous charges for trespassing and stalking. So when the store owner or business owner saw this fucking weirdo out front causing shit and just being a weirdo, the cops showed up. They did a little, history check, criminal, on their, stupid computer and their squad car. Oh, weird. This guy has prior charges for trespassing and stalking. Yeah, let's get him out of here before something happens. So they do, with all due diligence to the local populace, Eric July, they're like, okay, we're going to handle this guy. We're going to arrest him. We'll see what is going to happen further with those trespassing and stalking charges. The stalking charge mainly is the big issue here because this is the second time it's happened. The trespassing charge, not a big issue. If he was just trespassed, they probably would have just escorted him off the property and let him go. But the catch here is that they're trying to raise $14,000 for a legal defense, which, in my humble opinion, is all just a grift for them to make $14,000. It won't actually go to a legal defense fund because I don't think there's going to be as serious a charge with stalking in Texas. It's a nonviolent crime. I'm no lawyer, but if I had to guess, they'll probably just let him off with a warning and they'll let him go. But like with most lawsuits and legal defense funds, if you look parallel to other drama worlds, Girl World with Amber Lynn, Chantal, Yaba, Belinda, Bodega, Negs, and who's that other dude that's a Miss Hussey. It's they slander and defame each other all the time in hopes that they can actually prove it and make money off of suing each other because again, they all slander and defame each other. But the main point here is to have a legal defense fund so you can make large sums of money. You can play the poor me shit like, oh, I'm being defamed, or oh, I'm in jail because Eric July had me arrested, as if that's how it works. It's innocent until presumed guilty. And last time I checked, the police don't just arrest people for no fucking reason. Unless if you're doing something stupid like, again, repeating the same shit of trespassing and stalking for the second time against the same individual. And the funny thing is, Dax isn't going to give this fucker any money. No, this is just his court jester to send him out to harass and harangue people he doesn't like. And of course, this guy has had a history, if I haven't mentioned, of apparently showing up pissing on July's grandfather's grave and doxing his house. So, and all this just stems from just general envy of Eric July having a bigger fan base and having people who actually enjoy his products. Of course, there's this side drama about Eric July using 3D assets and that ISOM is a ripoff of Superman. But when you look at like all comic book shit, right? Like with the fucking Bane, you know, Azrael even. There's no such thing as an original idea because Azrael, of course, the Angel of Death, Knights Templar. There's obviously inspired there, Even Batman's a fucking ripoff of the Shadow. So within the comic book idea, it's a recycling of ideas, borrowing of ideas, and adding upon them. So on that charge, I don't really give a shit if it's a ripoff of Superman. Like, who fucking cares? And this is all about the dumbest shit ever. Comic books. And even when Vito has his comic book thing put out, um, it's really no one of any value is going to go through this much bullshit over comic books and graphic novels unless if you're fucking mentally ill and it's all a grift to begin with, which that's what this is. There's no, like, how could you really get this much entrenched over some of the dumbest shit, comic books and graphic novels? So you have grown ass people acting mentally retarded over the most inane of shit when we have a country that's literally collapsing before our eyes, an economy that's collapsing before our eyes, a society that's collapsing before our eyes, and these people are bent out of shape because one black dude, Eric July, is running a successful indie comic book company. Cool. And if you want to troll them, I guess neat. But really, at the end of the day, when you see shit like this, how is anyone supposed to take this fucking seriously? How is anyone supposed to take you seriously? And especially if you're taking one section out over a 2-hour fucking stream and saying, like, making it appear as if he was just arrested on orders by Eric July when you've spent an hour, 40 and 50 minutes in front of this business being a fucking just piece of human cancer. And that's that. That's the drama for you in a nutshell. And that's a young clip of being arrested. Again, in my humble opinion, it's just a grift. Like most of these personalities, persona, and people and content creators here on this platform. It's the best way to make an easy 10 to 14 large. And if you cut it and bullshit enough, and you get your sycophants, your simps and stands, they gas you up with that money, even if it doesn't make the $14,000 goal. I think they made $2,000 so far. Good job, congrats. But even if you don't hit that goal, you still get that money. And of course, there's no tracking of this bullshit. It's like with Hussey and these other legal defense funds. There's no tracking of any way, form, or like bookkeeping of this money where it goes. It's just used, and it's a grift for the person's own benefit. It's not actually used for any form of legal defense or legal lawyers or shit like that. Guaranteed. But then again, bravo. I have to commend these people. If you can pull that off, I guess, 07s, if you can be a little fucking rat piece of shit, that you can, steal people's money like that, I guess that's a talent that I don't have. I guess. Cool. Good luck in your endeavors. But yeah, it's the same thing with Eric July. Both sides, at the end of the day, they're both going to have their diehard holdouts, fans, and supporters, and even you going to this extreme is not going to change any minds. And even on the other side of, like, even though the business had young Klippa arrested, no one's going to really care, because at the end of the day, you're all retards on the internet, essentially. It has no impact on anyone's life whatsoever. You're not as important. You're not the center of the universe. You're retards on the internet. And like these other retards, I too am a retard commenting on this. Hopefully you found this interesting. Have a good one. Take it easy. God bless. Stay happy. Stay healthy. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. So to hit that 10-minute mark for the algorithm, to summarize here, even with Young Ripa and Mint Salad, with their levels of intellect and intelligence that they're showing here, they're certainly not the sharpest tacks in the box. But this is where I highly doubt that someone would be this stupid to put themselves in legal troubles over something so banal as a indie comic book creator. I don't buy it. That's why I think this is all an absolute grift. Because if you see how Mint Salad's acting in Young Ripa, they're acting beyond the point of being like room temperature IQ, like below room temperature IQ. So it's got to be a grift. They're going to use that legal money, legal money, uh, and that's the whole point of it. Because no one else in the right mind would risk potential jail time for what over eCeleb. That is just the dumbest thing imaginable. But that's my 2 cents on it, and see you next time.